Well, hello there. Welcome to our channel.
We are so glad you found your way to our little corner of the internet. I'm Evelyn.
I'm Fred. Now, you might be wondering what two old-timers like us are doing on YouTube. Well, we've realized we have a lot of stories to tell, and maybe a few things we've learned the hard way that might help you out.
Exactly. On this channel, we're going to be sharing a bit of everything we have.
You know, Evelyn, sitting here in this breeze reminds me of that story about the man from our warm Florida who traveled way up north to the mountains to visit his relatives.
Oh, I remember that story. He wasn't used to the frost one bit, was he?
Not one bit. He spent the entire night under 5 blankets, shaking like a leaf in a hurricane. When the sun finally came up, he crawled out of bed, looked at his cousins, and said, "Good heavens! If the cold in this place bites and burns this bad, I can't even begin to imagine how hot the fire must be."
Poor soul. But those mountain cousins of his are tough. I bet they didn't give him much sympathy.
You're right about that. One of the cousins just looked at him and said, "You think it's chilly today? This is nothing compared to the great winter of '52.
Oh, 52 was a record breaker for sure. What did the cousin tell him?
Well, the man asked how bad it really got, and the cousin said, "It got so cold that when I went to yawn that morning, my breath froze into a solid crystal before it could even leave my lips. It snapped right off and hit me square in the forehead like a pebble."
My goodness. I hope the Florida man had a good comeback for that one.
He just rubbed his own head and said, "Well, I suppose you're lucky. At least it didn't knock your teeth out."
Early American homes relied on massive brick or stone fireplaces. While iconic, they were highly inefficient, with most heat escaping through the chimney. The invention of the house heater was not a single event but a series of technological breakthroughs by various inventors across several centuries. Early heating methods in America were fundamentally dependent on the combustion of solid fuels, specifically wood and coal. During the colonial era, wood-burning fireplaces served as the primary heat source, though they were notoriously inefficient, losing the majority of their thermal energy through masonry or wooden chimneys. Why would anyone choose a fire and smoke over a simple on button? The answer isn't as simple as you think, and it might just change how you think about heating your home. Choosing a wood stove over electric, propane, diesel, or kerosene heaters is often a choice between independence and convenience. While modern fuels offer button-push ease, wood stoves provide a unique type of radiant heat and security that fossil fuels cannot match. The core advantages of wood stoves: energy independence and reliability. The primary reason people choose wood stoves is security. When the power goes out for days, your electric heater is dead. Your propane heater? Maybe it needs electricity for the fan. But a wood stove? It keeps burning. If you can gather wood, you have heat no matter what. Wood stoves require zero electricity to provide heat, that if you own land or have access to local timber, you are not dependent on global oil prices or delivery trucks. This isn't just hot air. A wood stove gives off a deep, radiant heat that warms you and the objects in the room. It's a dry heat, so no more foggy windows or damp walls like with some unvented fuels. Wood stoves provide radiant heat, which warms objects and people directly, similar to the sun. Unlike unvented propane or kerosene heaters, which release moisture into the air, often causing window condensation and mold, wood stoves create a dry heat that helps keep a home's structure dry during damp winters. Cast iron or soapstone stoves hold heat long after the fire has gone out, providing a steady temperature rather than the on-off cycles of an electric heater. A wood stove is more than just a heater, it is a survival tool. Most wood stoves have a flat top that can be used to boil water or cook meals during emergencies. Wood is consistently the cheapest fuel. If you harvest it yourself or buy it in bulk, cords, compared to electricity or propane. While the advantages are significant, there are formal drawbacks that make wood stoves a lifestyle choice rather than a simple appliance. Using a wood stove is a daily job. This isn't a set-it-and-forget-it system. You're sourcing, splitting, stacking, and seasoning wood. Then you're feeding the fire every few hours. It's physical work. You must source, split, stack, and season the wood, dry it for 6 to 12 months. You also have to manually feed the fire every few hours. You have to clean out ash daily, and you must get your chimney professionally cleaned every single year. The risk of house fires is higher if you're not diligent. And yes, your insurance company might even charge you more. EPA-certified modern stoves release particulate matter, PM 2.5. If the stove isn't drafted correctly, smoke can enter the living space, which is a health concern for those with asthma. Modern, EPA-certified stoves still produce particulate matter. If you're in a city or have neighbors close by, smoke can be an issue. Plus, indoor air quality can be affected if it's not drafted properly. A winter's worth of wood requires significant outdoor storage space that must be kept dry and away from the house to avoid bringing in pests. A cord of wood? That's a 4 by 4 by 8 foot stack. You need dry, sheltered space for at least a winter's worth of fuel. Place where the family naturally gathers. To the wood stove, not just for the heat, but for the family, the tradition, and that unmistakable feeling of home. At the end of the day, a wood stove is more than just a way to beat a high electric bill. It's a commitment to a slower, more intentional way of living. It's about the warmth you can feel in your bones and the memories you build around the flickering light. I'd love to hear from you. Do you have a favorite memory of gathering around a wood stove? Maybe it was at your grandparents' cabin or the home you grew up in. What's your main heating source? Backhand index pointing down, share your winter heating tips. Please, share those stories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this look at the heart of the home, please hit that like button and subscribe to